Okay, this is lesson 3, solving equations with variables on both sides. We can add or subtract variables from both sides of an equation similarly to the way we add or subtract numbers from both sides of an equation. To solve an equation with variables on both sides, we follow these steps. Number 1, we undo the variable on one side of the equation by adding or subtracting. 2, we undo addition or subtraction. 3, we undo multiplication or division. And 4, we check. To help us stay organized, we will put a line down the middle of the equation where the equal sign is. Make sure when the operations are undone, it occurs on both sides of that line. Using the equation 5n plus 9 equals 2n, let's look at how we would draw it and solve it algebraically, showing all the appropriate work. Well, if I wanted to draw it as a picture, what I would show here is on the left-hand side, we have 5 n's. And then we are adding 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On the other side of that equal sign, we have 2 n's. And that's what it would look like. Now, to solve it algebraically, what we would do here is we would, when we look at this, we would subtract 5n from both sides. When we do that, I have 9 on this side. On the other side, I have a negative 3n. I can then divide both sides by negative 3, and therefore n equals negative 3. So to check this answer, always go back to your original equation, 5n plus 9 equals 2n. 5 times negative 3 plus 9 equals 2 times negative 3. Remember, our goal is to make sure one side equals the other. So we have negative 15 plus 9 equals negative 6. Negative 15 plus 9 is negative 6. And is that what we are looking for? Yes, it is. Both sides do equal. Our next example, we have 3y plus 7 equals 5y minus 3. I always like to try and make sure that I use a positive variable. So in this case, I'm going to subtract 3y from both sides. I do want to mention, if I were to subtract 5y from both sides, I would get the same answer. So now I have 7 equals 2y minus 3. My next step is to add 3 to both sides. So here I get 2y equals 10. So divide 2 to both sides. Y equals 5. So now go back to our original equation to check it. 3y plus 7 equals 5y minus 3. So 3 times 5 plus 7 equals 5 times 5 minus 3. So I have 15 plus 7 equals 25 minus 3. 15 plus 7 is 22 equals 25 minus 3, which is 22, and both sides equal. This next example involves decimals. And again, doesn't matter the numbers, the process is the same. So here I'm going to subtract 5.9 x from both sides. Oops, I made a mistake. So let me erase that. So I have minus 5.9 x to both sides. And 5.9 is 3.8 left here. I bring down the plus 8.2. And I have minus 7 over here. Now I subtract 8.2 from both sides. I have 3.8x here. And I have negative 15.2. So now I'm going to divide both sides by 3.8. And I get x equals negative 4. So going back to my original equation, I have 9.7x plus 8.2 equals 5.9x minus 7. So replacing, my x with negative 4. And doing the math to both sides, we see that both sides do match and equal. And that is our lesson for today.